Hello everybody, SpiritGaming here, and in this video guys, I will be teaching you how you can make use of the allies that you have, and also I'm gonna do a short guide on what allies actually do and why you place them in the center or as supports and so on and so forth. But before we start that guys, I hope this sound is way better than it was. And also the quality of the video, I hope it's better than it was. As you can see, I did buy a new PC. I am playing on a new PC right now and it's super awesome. So subscribe for more daily Dragon Raja content. That was a transition, I guess. Subscribe for more daily Dragon Raja content. Like the video if you enjoy it. At the end, of course, watch it until the end. And now let's start with the guide. So what do allies give you? First of all, we will start with the short guide on allies. Of course, there will be timestamp in the description where you can skip if you probably, most of you probably know this stuff, but you can skip it to where I talk about how to make use of the allies that you have, okay? So basically, what do the center allies give? First of all, they give you 50%, 15% of their own stats, okay? While the ones that you don't have equipped give you only 12. So let's see, this guy gives me only 12% of his stats. Zero gives me 12% of his stats. Well, Cheese again, Mingzilu, and the ones I have equipped on my team give me 15% of their stats. So that's first thing that's very important. Second thing, they're the only ones that can use ultimate EX abilities and so on and so forth. That is the second thing. One more thing, bond effect works. The bond effect increases the stats of the center ally. It does not increase the stats of the supporter allies. That's pretty important to know as well. Very important to know. Um, you can basically see on the exclamation mark right here what everything I'm gonna probably say tell you, I guess. One more very important thing is here, center ally has a higher proc rate. Okay, so basically what this means that ultimate and EX abilities have a way bigger proc rate when it comes to using them when they're center. So basically, I have a higher chance of my Chimegan's abilities, ultimate and EX abilities to activate than I have the chance from my ultimate and EX abilities to activate from my Chimegan. So that's why most of the time we use someone like, let's say, Chimegan right now. That's mostly why I'm using him. By the way, this is a guy, just so you guys know. This basically gives me crit damage, which is only acquired from having area, I think. Prime my Sakatu and this guy right here. So crit damage, and that is why I want to have him on the center. Also, he does have a nice bond effect with Jizayan, which is awesome. Then we have Mingzulu as my support. Basically, ability boost and Royal Whispers are very good, two very good abilities. And we will just talk about that later on. But that's why I use Chimegan, because of the higher proc rate of ultimate and EX abilities. Even this thing is right here is super big. It's very big. So that's first thing. Uh, we use centers because of the higher proc rate. Okay. Then another thing is the only chance you can get to use this passive is when the LA is in the center. So as you can see here, even if I had my tier 2 Mingzilu and I unlocked his passive, I wasn't gonna use it right now because I don't have him as a center. So that's another important thing. Then we have the thing where you can have 4 supporters and 1 center ally, of course, depending on how many allies you actually have. So right now I don't know how many. Okay, I own 31, and when I own 35, when I will own 35, probably soon, I hope, I will get this slot unlocked as well. And that's basically it, I think. Yeah, you cannot switch the deployed allies during battle. That's of course. And yeah, that is basically it about the short little guide. So right now on the screen, I will tell you guys everything you need to know, even though it's in this actual question. I mean exclamation mark right here. So basically, I can read it out again, and then we will go straight into the guide on I guess to help you guys how to make use of the allies that you already have. So you can appoint up to 1 center ally for support allies. Support slots are unlocked by adding more allies, of course. 35 allies. I think this run right here was 25. Converter stats of all deployed stats are increased from 12% to 15%. This basically means that, of course, as I said, the stats here, so 15% of this guy's stats go to your character, while 12% of this guy's stats go into your character instead of 15%. If a science support ally is bonded with central ally, the latter's bond effect is increased by 300%. So basically, now that I have Chize on here as a bond, my quality Chimeyan's physical defense increases by a ton, okay? Even though, yeah, as you can see here, it's not that much, so basically it's 15% of that, but that doesn't matter. I don't really use him because of the bond. I mostly use him because of this right here, but we'll talk about it later. Ally skills are divided into ultimate, extra, special, and passive abilities. So basically what this means, a Titan has a chance to trigger ally ultimates and have cooldowns. Center allies have a higher proc chance. So basically what this means is that the ultimate skills have a higher proc chance to use them, while these guys right here don't have that big of a chance to do so. Fulfill special conditions for a small chance to trigger extra and special skills which have longer cooldowns. Central allies again have a higher proc rate, so basically both ultimate and EX abilities have a higher proc rate to proc when you are using them as a center. And the last thing, I guess the seventh thing is the passive skill is only used when you have the ally with the passive on as the center. Then the last thing, the eighth thing, is you cannot switch the deployed allies during battle. Okay, so that's basically it, guys, about the short guide. I guess it's not short, it's like 7 minutes, but okay. Now we will take a look, I guess, at your allies, I guess, or first of all, I will ask you some questions. Okay, so this is where the second part of the guide starts. So first, these are the questions you guys need to ask yourself, okay? I will put them all on the screen. First, check what stats you need. So what stats you need, it's very important. Number two, check what stats your allies give from your passive. Check what your ultimate and EX abilities give from your center ally, and do the same thing as for the supports. So maybe someone that's better than Chimejan will be in the center because, like carry, of course. And then check the bonds with your center ally and your supporter allies. Okay, so after you ask those questions, I will answer them why I use mine. Okay, so those are the most important questions you guys want to ask yourself. Okay, so let me repeat it. Check what stats you need, your character needs. Check what stats your allies give you from your passive. Check the bonds with the ally you have, and check the bonds, of course, with the ally that's in the center and the allies that you already have for supports. Check your center ally ultimate and EX ability. If it's good, if it's better than Chimejan, I will use it even if I don't have a bond. Then check the ultimate and EX abilities of your, supporter allies as well. So after I ask those questions, you can actually resume the video. Okay, so pause the video, ask the questions you have right there, and let's go on. So first, why do I will tell you right now in the guide. I will tell you why I use Chimejan as a main, right? For the longest time I was using Mingzilu as the main. Why? Mingzilu has like one of the best abilities in the game. The ultimate ability and special ability is very good as well. The ability boost is super awesome for every single class, and that is why Mingzulu is kind of a must support. Must support, I guess. Every single high-end team uses this guy. He's just too good. He will be too good for always, I think. He won't get. He won't. Yeah, people won't stop playing him as a support, especially. As a main, though, he's not the best. Okay, there are definitely way better mains, center allies than Mingzilu. Like call it Chimejan, right? For me, of course, that's for me. You might not have Chimejan, you might have something better than me, but why do I use Chimejan as a center? Okay, so uh, I was debating between Mingzilu and Chimejan. Okay, while Chizejan, I don't really like him. Okay, basically decreases the attack, the target's physical and magical attack by that amount, and then he has a high chance of knocking someone up and dealing damage. Okay, so I don't really want that as much as I want my crit damage. Okay, crit damage, and also falling moon is, oh man, it's too good as well. um 5 meters, okay, dealing 50% increased damage versus monsters, and target hit deal 3% reduced damage for 10 seconds. Okay, so this down right here works against players as well as monsters. Well, this 50% is increased against monsters only. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, the passive is awesome. Right now I don't have that much crit, but it is awesome where if you have a lot more crit than me. Okay, one more very important thing to keep in mind is if you have the tier 3 5-star. Okay, so if I advance Chimegen 3 times, I will the stats will be the same as a 6-star that's on the first tier. Okay, keep that in mind as well. One more thing, I guess, why is this guy is the bond with Chisejan. Okay, so it's not too bad of a bond. It doesn't really give me much, like really doesn't give me much, but it's super nice to have. And also I was gonna use Chisejan just because he's my second 6-star and and I get 15% of these stats from him. So that's one more thing why I use the 6-star Chisejan. Otherwise I will probably use something else. Okay. Then we have Koshi Usugi. Now we're here. I want you to carefully listen because not every. I don't use this guy always, okay? I use this guy only in PvE. I try to, I guess. This is what his ultimate does. Koshi Usugi throws his sword, dealing that amount of damage to 5 enemies within 5 meters of the target. 50% bonus damage versus monsters. Okay, so this guy does quite a bit of damage to monsters, as you can see, but not that much damage to players. This is also a good damage dealing ability. Okay, so that is why mostly I use this guy for PvE, because he basically does guaranteed damage on up to 5 enemies. Okay, he does quite a bit of damage. Excuse me, but why don't I use him in PvP is because I have Party Zero, right? Yep. Party Zero basically makes her ultimate is that I sustain that amount of physical damage, okay, while character crit level is increased by that amount, which is not a small amount to be honest, although it is a first tier, I guess, 5-star ally. I use this in PvP, which is awesome, okay, so basically your crit level is increased, and that's awesome, right? Crit level is always good. While I use Koshio Sugi to for that PvE, okay? As you can see, it's only an 18, I guess, rating difference, which doesn't really matter as much to me, really. The rating doesn't really matter to me that much. So yeah, that's basically why I use my allies. So, how I came up with this plan, I saw Chimejan's ultimate and EX abilities. I didn't really even care about the passive. It's 1% for me right now. It's nothing, really nothing. It's like 300, yeah, around 300, even less than 300. But combined with this, it's around 400 or 350 crit level increase. So that's nothing really. While his EX and ultimate abilities were are OP, I guess, right? So this is too much, right? Uh, it's just too much. Okay, so the ultimate ability is super nice, the EX ability is super nice, and because he's a center, the proc rate of these two abilities is way higher than these other guys. Okay. Also, I wasn't using Ming because I don't really have a bond with him, and also I feel like crit damage is way better than any of these stats, although 10,000 of each stat is awesome, but it's random, I guess. So if I get the multi-strike, I don't really need it, right? Although crit, AP, and cooldown reduction, I need all of those. So that's basically it. Koshusei, as I said, I change between Party Zero and Koshusei depending on the situation, and Shizeyan because he's a 6-star and gives me a lot of stats. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. On Monday, I will try to do a birthday stream. Yeah, it's my birthday on Monday. And also, in the same stream, I will build my own house in Dragon Raja, basically, meaning that I will build the house that I live in right now, IRL, in Dragon Raja, basically transferring the two. Probably gonna be looking at some pictures and trying to recreate my own house that I live in, which is gonna be super awesome. So tune in to that stream. It's gonna be very awesome, I think. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and subscribe for more daily Dragon Raja content. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and bye bye, guys.